The closure of the 457 visa program was announced by the Turnbull Government on April 17, 2017, stating putting Australian jobs first as the motivation behind the reforms. Some migration experts, however, have argued these changes are purely political puppetry and that Australia is unable to fill the skill gaps that skilled migrants will leave behind. The burning question is, what impact will the closure of the 457 visa program have, and why did it happen? Since 1996, the 457 visa program has been instrumental in bringing hundreds of thousands of skilled migrants to Australia on short, medium and long-term visas. The decision by Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull to axe the program entirely won't fully occur until March 2018, but in the meantime, some reforms were effective immediately, such as the removal of 216 jobs from the visa's occupation list. Michael Walker is a Visa Services Manager at immigration consultant TSS Immigration and says the reforms have caused mass confusion amongst his clientele of skilled migrants and prospective visa holders.
A lot of anxiety. There's very little detail at this stage. So we can't give our clients a 100% ironclad guarantee that they won't be affected in the future. It's caused huge confusion, both for the Australian employer and current visa holders and potential visa applicants who just don't know what the future may hold for them.
Professor Santina Bertone is an expert in immigration and lecturer at Swinburne University. She's sceptical of the changes.
Using the 457 visa was a short-term fix that ended up being, a medium-term fix. And now replacing it with these two new visas, I don't think actually answers the questions. Overall, we also haven't asked ourselves, I think, as a nation, why we're not producing the skills that we need. Why are we not able to fill skill gaps in the regional areas, in mining and so on? I think we need to ask these questions.
Originally from Colombia, Daniel Avendano has been living in Australia for 5 years on a student visa and was shocked when the reforms to the 457 visa meant that he could no longer work in his trained field.
I was following my dream to do marketing, and my dream was going to be fulfilled with 457 visa. Now that it's been cancelled, it feels a little bit like the world fall apart because you can't follow your dream anymore.
Not long after the announcement to reform 457 visas, the Turnbull Government also unveiled a series of changes to the Australian citizenship test, such as more stringent language requirements and an increase in the waiting period for permanent residents before obtaining Australian citizenship. Santina sees these announcements as a growing trend towards a more nationalistic and populist Australia.
Many Australians would probably fail the citizenship tests. I see it again as a populist measure designed to placate, that minority section of the population which is feeling threatened by the high levels of immigration that we have. I don't think it's a solution.
The politicians are nervous. I mean, if they think they're going to lose a significant proportion of their vote, they're prepared to be pragmatic about it. Since early 2000s, the term that's often used now is border security. And it always makes me wonder what they mean by border security, as if they're painting a picture that we're going to be invaded by hordes of people, which simply is not factually based. History shows you that migration has grown in this country.
The government is trying to support people, which I agree totally. Definitely, trying to get more jobs to people would be ideal. I don't think it's the right way to do it though. So that's my dilemma, that's my conflict. Whether to stick to the country and do something else, to stay here, to stay with all my friends and the people that I care about, which are in Australia now, or go to a different place, go back to Colombia, go to other countries to follow my dream. Australia's a country full of milk and honey, and it's so rich in different ways. It's so multicultural. There's so many opportunities in this country, and sadly the new generation don't realise that, and people take that for granted. I can see the difference between countries like mine in Australia, and I realise that I can't take this for granted because it's a lifetime opportunity.
As of March 2018, the 457 visa program will be replaced by the temporary skill shortage visa, allowing businesses with critical skill shortages to still access skilled migration, but ultimately prioritising Australian jobs. Whether Australia's workforce is able to fill these skill gaps is still yet to be seen, and for skilled migrants like Daniel, the future is all the more uncertain.